What's up, guys? So I got a little something from Ambition Tattoo. Now, this is easily the best machine that I've ever owned. I've owned plenty of machines. I'm more favorable to rotaries, but I've really, since jumping into this last tattoo endeavor, I've really gotten into the way these pins feel, and I love the battery operated, just freeness of it. I like the way they feel in my hand, and yeah, so I fell in love with the pins, but then I couldn't find anyone that made a pin that felt like a true tattoo machine to me, like an old school hard hitting machine, until I found this. So this is called, I think it's an Ambition Torped. I think I called it a Torped on my last one. I believe it's Torped now that I think about it, and I'm not spinning my wheels. So this thing is gorgeous, man. It's like CNC'd. It looks almost bronze. It's a gold, but it's got a bronze look to it. It's really pretty, man. I mean, just overall a good feeling machine. So I've done a review on this, a short TikTok just showing them, but I'm going to go in depth this time. Here's a new battery that I just purchased, which is giving me the ability to do this video, along with some new Ambition cartridge needles. So with that said, that's what I'm going to be reviewing today, is the cartridge needles, the battery, and I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on this little machine here. So moving on. So this battery, the reason I purchased another one is because this thing is so freaking amazing, man. I mean, it is just, I've done 5-hour sessions and only ran half of it. I mean, this thing just never seems to die. I've never had it die on me. I bought another one just to have with my black shading machine, which is the shorter throw, which I'll get into here in a second, of the Torped. It's also a little bit skinnier. It's a little bit easier to hold, and which I think works out because I just made this to make this sitting here until I can get a fitting for it, but it works. I think works out because it's smaller, so you can do a lot faster, wrist moves and stuff, and it just works, man. Ambition really knew what they were doing when they made this machine, that's for sure. So, what I was talking about, the pin feel, right? So, if you open it up, it clicks with every move of the needle, and then it'll spin free. So, it looks just like any other ordinary pin, right? So you got a pin down in there that comes up and it makes contact with the top of the cartridge, right? Which in turn makes the needle come out. So what I'm going to get into here is what makes this machine a little bit more special than others, in my humble opinion. So we know the pin comes out, right? So we know this is just to adjust your needle depth. It has nothing to do with throw. The throw is the same, right? Well, it is if we want it to be. Because Ambition is so ingenious. They have taken something so simple and made it just flawless, man. I can't say that enough. Look how simple that is. It's nothing but a bar that goes down into the pin-like grit, right? And that bar comes directly off the motor, just like an old school rotary gun, and smashes the top of that needle cartridge. And when I say smash, I mean that in a good way, obviously. So the great thing about this machine for the price point is that we have 3 different cams that come with each one of these, right? So we got a 4.0 in there right now. That's what I use for lining, color packing, dark shading, etc. I can run a whole tattoo with a 4, really. But that said, I use this for my line and my color packing, and this is for my shading and my lighter shading, gray wash and stuff like that. Reason being, the throw is much bigger in this, which means it rotates more. It gives it more throw, which makes it go up into the needle longer. So if the throw is longer, it's going to come out further, right? But it's also going to go up into the cartridge further, grab more ink, and drill it out further. Go way up in there, drill it out further, way up in there, drill it out. Where something with less throw only comes out a little bit, only goes up in there the same amount, then comes out a little bit, comes out, which is much better for light shading, which is where this one comes in. So you got a 4mm throw, you got a 3.5mm throw, and you got a 4.5, a 4, and a 3.5. That's what comes with the gold. It's real easy. All you do is just take a screw loose on the back of this right there, boom, slides right off, boom. You put the other one on, and you tighten it up, and you keep rocking, dude. I mean, you can't get no better than that. That's an adjustable stroke is hard to find, especially on a rotary machine. It's unheard of unless you're buying a really expensive machine. Now, this is the only thing that I have a jab with, and that's getting this thing lined up to go on there. I will wrestle with this thing for 10 minutes, dude. There we go. Same thing with this machine. No different. No different. Just a miniature version of the first one. Like I said, with shorter throw cams. Shorter throw cams for shading. Right now I have a 3 in there. The 3 is what I shade with. No, I'm sorry, 2.5. So a 2.5 and a 4. I know that's a wide spectrum, but if I ever need anything in between that, I have all the cams to go in between that, and even some more on the broader end of the spectrums. So I'm going to throw this battery. My other battery's charging right now. This is the brand new one. So you can do a kickstart. I mean a jump start or no jump start. That's jump start, where it'll give it a nice little surge for like your higher packing, like needles, your 7 magnums, 8, you know what I mean, those bigger needle groupings. You hear it kind of squeal, gives it a little jump start, so that's nice. It's a nice feature. And then you can cut it back off. There we go. I mean, this thing is ultra smooth, dude. It barely even makes a sound. It's crazy. I don't know how they did it, but thank you for doing it. I'm going to throw one of these on here so you can hear it. I mean, dude. It's nuts. Sounds like a spaceship taking off, baby, because that's what it is, a spaceship. Ambition has done it. These cartridges are absolutely amazing. I cannot say that enough. Smooth as butter. I mean, I'm talking about they hold so much ink, they never clog. I've never, ever, ever had an issue with one of these. My lines come out crisp. The needles are made right. You can tell they don't. I mean, it's just all around a hard hitting setup. It's ready to go. You can do literally anything with what you have here, what I have here laying in front of me. There's nothing out of mind, out of the question. We can do full portraits. We can do, old school work. we can do whatever, man. I'm so excited. And thank you, Ambition, for being a heads up company, for realizing what the tattoo world needs and making one of the best damn machines I've ever seen. Y'all stay blessed.